I'm so down in the dumps. Then she came. She welcome to
We back, man.
We back. I want to say congratulations to Claressa Shields. She's a female boxer. She's a two-time Olympian. She went to two different Olympics and won gold medals. And now she just became the first female undisputed middleweight champion in the history of women's boxing. So she's the first undisputed champion in the history of female boxing, and the sixth man or woman overall to achieve that. So that's damn special, bro.
Yeah, she did it in 9 fights.
She's special, man. You know.
9 fights. I watched that fight. I watched the way she moved. It's just like she's very charismatic in the ring. She reminds you like of she got good head movement, good body movement, bunch of power punching. She just made me think like that's not the kind of girl I want to be in a relationship with. That is not Claressa, baby. You finding all that and shit, and you in shape, but I could not date you. Man. No, that's a big no. But she's gonna be punking me all through the relationship, or she's gonna be like, let's go to the back. If you don't feel, if you feeling kind of way, let's go to the back. Knowing damn well she got hand speed, hand and eye coordination.
Power. Rip you to the body.
She was beating that girl. That girl didn't have a shot.
Big ass hammer too. Christina Hammer, man.
She didn't have a shot though. Like the hammer hoe got hammered.
The only thing that Claressa needs to work on, I think that she will, as her fights go on, is knocking people out. You get what I'm saying? Because she only has like 2 knockouts, you know. But she's real slick, man. You know. She's real slick, but she don't really have the knockout power, man. But she's fantastic to watch. I'm a big fan of hers. I done watched all her fights on Showtime. You get what I'm saying? Showtime is really hyping her up, you know, and she wants to be this global icon, which I think she can. You know, I have my boys on the blog, and I'll put it out there. The boys on the blog was talking about she needs to humble herself because she's so talented. The same thing that Mayweather, people... you know, since he's so talented, you know, they want him to shut up and just do your job. My whole deal is if you feel like you one of the most special human beings out here, why shut up? Why not talk about it? Why not talk about it and then show what you can do? To me, that sells more tickets. You know, I think humble fighters are boring.
Congratulations to that girl.
Yeah, man.
I ain't mad at her.
Yeah.
But I ain't fucking with her. I ain't going to holler at her. What I'm not finna do. I ain't trying to...
You ain't trying to holler at that?
I ain't gonna squeeze on her. Hey, I ain't gonna grab her by the arm. Come here. We're grabbing by her big ass bicep. Like, come here, boo. Let me holler. God damn, you strong. She might give me a stiff arm to the chest.
Oh, man, she probably like that.
She probably do. But by the way she talked, when I saw her little interview, I was like, okay, she
looked good though. At the press conference, I think she had some type of...
She had the little blue Crip braids in, representing for Nipsey. She a straight 60s Crip. I can tell. I know. I saw that. I saw a little symbolism. She beat that girl ass though.
She beat the shit out of her.
Y'all watch that fight? It's on YouTube. I saw that shit for free because I had no idea about female boxing. I ain't checking for nothing but female volleyball. I'm checking for that because yes. And female soccer. Can you invite me to your next fight though? I'm trying to be that nigga like when they show like they be showing niggas wives. I'm trying to be that nigga right there. I'm gonna look concerned as fuck when you fighting down. Be like,
oh man.
I'll be like this. If you getting your ass beat, I'm gonna be teary for you. I know. We can market that, babe. We can have a PR relationship.
You'll get up and try to walk out. Nah, you can't do that.
I can't watch it.
I can't watch, right?
Nah, but I know you be knocking people off, so I ain't gonna never have to do that. You gonna go 50, 60, and 0.
That's dope.
So
that's dope. Yeah, man.
You need me in the crowd, baby. You know what I'm saying? I'll dress nice for you too. Yeah. I'll be buttoned all the way up tight, shiny skin, I shave, everything be slick, hair be done right.
You represent her right.
I throw on the glide nice gold diamonds, you know what I'm saying? So when I go like this.
I think he putting his bid in, Claressa.
What's cracking?
He putting that bid in.
I'm going to do push-ups. I'm going to do 100 push-ups a day for you, baby. Till I see you, I'm going to be cut.
Oh, man. Bro, let's talk about something special that happened in the city. Mm-hmm. Our city. They let me get this right. I'll make sure I say it right. Nipsey Hussle, we're talking about Nip. Nip was archived in U.S. history as part of the congressional record. It was thank you to Democratic Representative Karen Bass. She made the submission on April the 10th. And so what it means for Nip is that he will always be remembered as a visionary, a protector, an inspiration, a philanthropist, a father, a brother, and they said an unabashed son of Los Angeles. And that's going to be forever in the record. Nobody could take that away, and that's just a sign of his greatness. And I heard that Marquise Harris Dawson, he announced that he was gonna they were gonna rename Crenshaw Boulevard into
Nipsey Hussle Square. Emarius Ashkadam, Nipsey Hussle Square. So basically it said the council fast-tracked a motion that had just been introduced by Councilman Marquise Harris Dawson and Corinne Price and Council President Herb Winston to officially brand an intersection where he was killed after Hussle. Fans of the performer filled the chamber and took turns for more than an hour voicing support for the motion. Members of Hussle's family were also present, including his father. After the motion was approved, Harris Dawson, who said he first met Hussle 7 years ago at a rally at Crenshaw High against gun violence, spoke at length. That's when he had, that's when Trayvon Martin, mom and dad came, and Kobe actually came to Crenshaw High.
Wow.
And they had a panel, and Kobe spoke to the kids. I remember when that happened.
Oh, so Nip was there too?
Nip was there. Nip was on the council with Trayvon Martin, and he had everybody in like marathon shirts or whatever. So that was real big. That was real big because he brought, like, Kobe came too. So it was just like, damn, Nip can bring Kobe to Crenshaw. So he was like really flexing his star power. So yeah. So they're doing an unveiling on Monday. It was approved on Wednesday or Thursday because this article is about 2 days old. So I'm thinking it was
Friday.
only like
I think
that.
they did it on Friday.
Yeah, and so now, you know, Crenshaw and Slauson is going to be Nipsey Hussle Square.
Wow.
So when we say I'm going to Hussle Square, y'all, you know what I'm talking about. Crenshaw and Slauson.
But how special is that? I mean, you put down for your city. I mean, where you grew up at. Never left your city, put down for your city, hide everybody from your city. And unfortunate situations happen. You know, it's still so much cloud going on with that situation.
So much. But that's dope because Nipsey, you know, it showed the dedication, like his records. It showed the marathon. You know what I'm saying? He's getting his blessings, a lot of his blessings after death. But he put in that work, you know what I'm saying? Old footage, him 2005 out there, like that's as far back, but they got from when he was a kid in that square to building it, him and his partners buying it, tragically killed there, but the city was watching him. They knew who he was, they knew what he was doing, so he probably was gonna get some due while he was alive, but it happened to happen after he died.
But ain't that what it's about? Isn't that what it's about? Is
definitely.
I think every human that's like it's embedded in you to leave your mark.
Right.
How do you leave your mark? Where do you leave your mark? And what does it take to leave a mark when it's so many people? And his thing is so many people was doing the same damn thing. You know, trying to rap and this brother just
carving a niche.
Man.
He just kept carving a niche. Even when people forgot about him, he was still carving that niche.
Right.
Deeper. His music was his main thing, and then he just branched out and did everything around that to help that brand.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So very, very smart. You know what I'm saying? Somebody who thinks ahead of the game. He's thinking when I'm not here anymore, this is the concrete that I laid. So the foundation is definitely paying off. Everybody can see it.
And now it's there, y'all. He's gonna always be remembered.
Forever. Nipsey Hussle Square forever. When we
U.S. history, baby.
Yeah, you're gonna Nipsey Hussle Square.
And that street. And I know y'all gonna be down here checking it out, you know. And
we encourage all you guys to come. Definitely come down here. Don't, you know, the madness of what happened, you know.
Don't let that sway you. Actually, it's actually got real strong down here. You can actually feel the peace and the love that's in the city right now, you know. And it's not some fake shit. It's real. It's the real deal.
What'd you think about the funeral? What'd you think about the funeral?
I'm just gonna keep it real. I was watching parts of it. I watched the minister speak. The minister kept calling him Nipsey Russell.
Farrakhan,
You know, Farrakhan,
brother.
brother.
I know you love Nipsey, but,
Yeah.
and you probably love Nipsey Russell more. Cause you was like, this is my
I know
nigga
it's
Nipsey
you
Russell.
know that's what I was thinking. I was like, he missed Nipsey Russell.
Exactly.
Right.
Because I heard people when he said it the first time, I'm like,
Because y'all gotta understand that's his generation.
right,
You know?
exactly.
That's the comedian, y'all. But no, the brother he spoke high powered. You know, he spoke real high powered. I saw that. I saw Lauren. Lauren gave, you know, Lauren brought those babies out there and try to have the babies talk, and it's just imagine, you know, 20,000 people eyes on you and you trying to say something, you know, and it's
From
just
the heart, right.
But it's that energy, you know, and she was out there with Trooper, her mom, his mom.
His mom was great.
I'm telling y'all, if y'all want to know what mysticism is, that's what it is. I have no doubt that she's a mystic. You know, she moves at a different vibration.
Right.
She's, you know, and you guys saw it. That's no fake. That's years and years and years of meditation and mysticism and practicing. And she's evolved. And I think this is what, now you saw where Nip got it from. Now you understand where Nip got that. I will not be denied. I can't be denied. If my energy is moving at this frequency, mommy taught me, because this is how mommy moved. So I saw that.
What about retarded ass YG talking about, hey blood, we gotta raise some beautiful light skinned girls? When he said that, I shrunk. I got little. I was like, YG. It was like somebody scratching the chalkboard. It's like,
The reality is that I think the universe allowed me not to hear that.
Oh my God!
Because honestly, I didn't catch that, and I'm happy that I didn't. We don't need. That's the thing we don't need. We don't need that. And I know YG loved Nip.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But you know, you got to understand a lot of these brothers are a product of their environment. You get what I'm saying? And you know, but that was the way that he memorialized his boy. You know, and so you can't knock that. That's how he memorialized him. You know, I don't think I would have done that. I'm just being 100. You know,
I was just like YG, but we know YG was gonna say something off the. I knew he was gonna go up there, and I was like, oh,
this is play a partner, man. Them boys probably shot the breeze about every goddamn
I'm sure
thing.
they did.
And he said that. He said that during at the time it took him a long time to say something. Mm-hmm. He said because he didn't want to believe it that it happened. And he said, me and Nip used to always talk, was like, you on this side, I'm on this side, but we doing this to get up out of this. And they was traveling the same parallel. So, you know, sometimes I think you need that humor to make it like, to make the pain go away. You know what I'm saying? So.
Everybody was quiet when he said it, bro.
Everybody
crowd was like.
So if the energy, you just telling me that it wasn't the time or place.
No. No, it's the clip. See, what I did was I was in Frisco, so I couldn't even be in LA doing that. I wanted to be here.
They gave that no airplay though. You know what the reality is, bro?
I watched every clip online, so they got everybody's.
Exactly.
I watched everybody's stuff online.
I was on.
So I watched them one by one, starting with Sam's first. I watched Sam's first.
What you tell me about Sam, bro?
Sam was super protective of his brother, so it's exactly what I knew, and I knew he was gonna get deep, and you know that was the tear jerking. That was it right there. That was it. Because you can hear it in Sam's voice, and like he said, I try to protect him from gangbanging. We start seeing him get out of control about 16, 17, 18. That's when he knew he couldn't interfere with that. So he was just like, well, at least I can shield him away from the dangerous aspect of that life, and let's focus on your music. So yes, I saw
Sam
that.
dropped some jewels though.
He sure did.
He said that, you know, everybody did it. I don't care who you are. We all did. We was all wondering what Sam thought, because Sam gave that interview in LA Times.
Right.
And, you know, of course he's going to be critical of his words, as he should. Mm-hmm. But he did say something that kind of stuck out to me. He said it was those that thought Nip was going to get his money and leave the city. So he had to be talking about some people. Right. That thought Nip was going to become this big rapper and shake. But he said he proved all y'all wrong. And he died right on the city that he loved, even though y'all didn't think he loved it. And that was and then he dropped something about the police not wanting. They was trying to kick
that was
them
the
out of
bombshell right
They
there.
was trying to kick him out of that thing.
That was the bombshell right there.
He said they didn't want them there. You got the DA involved. Didn't want him there. And then he said the owner was like, you know what? I'll sell y'all the building. How the DA gonna kick y'all out once y'all own the building?
So the owner knew that something fishy was going on. He knew that. Was like, wait a minute.
He
why
said
is
y'all bringing business.
Right.
Y'all got nobody wanted to be in this strip mall. Y'all came here. Now everything is full. Everybody's making money. And I guess Nip and them wanted to they had the money at one time to buy it, but I guess the owner didn't want to sell it, but he was like, I'll sell it now. And like he said, all the money was tied up in other investments, but they put it together, man. It's just, wow. You know, he dropped some Jews, man. And, you know, I know the brother's extremely hurt. He lost his best friend. What I got out of that, man, is just like, his brother is his best friend. He looked up to his brother. He loved his brother. And he just lost his best friend in the whole wide world. You know, you know, my big ass, I'm sitting there, tears coming. I'm, you know, sniffing and wiping my eyes because, you know, I feel that, you know, because sometimes you feel like the world, you don't have nobody in your corner. And then, but you could look to your right or to your left and your brother right there. And he like, baby, he said, you take care of me. Like he said, I was trying to take care of him. He turned around and took care of me.
Right. And that's a proverb. It's an African proverb. That's why it tells you to be selfless. Sometimes you can help somebody to their dream. It can also bring you all the way to your goal. Being selfless.
And it was rare when the first time I met, and the first thing that came when I saw Sam is when I first met him at Pop's house. And when he came out, it was that dude, that dude, and y'all seen his piece, that smile, that like cool than the motherfucker, like cool. And, hey man, what's going on? Oh man, I love OG, man, I love your pops, and you know, but he had the white van, and he had Nip stuff in there, and the incense and the you know the t-shirts
out there, y'all.
He had that white
Sam
van.
was selling it.
Sam was just, but he was always hustling for his brother, for that fam bam, man.
Yeah.
And that's what it is, man. You need that, man. Everybody, if your people out there getting it, man, sometimes you be a cheerleader, but sometimes put your effort where your mouth is. Work together to achieve a common goal. Yeah, but it touched me, man. What else about that?
Man, I'm just gonna say, since I wasn't here, from what I saw, it was a beautiful thing. Shout out to everybody, man. Let that boy rest in peace and keep his memory alive. You know, the memory. People ain't stopped going to the marathon store. It's popping right now.
It's popping now.
Pops all day. Just it's like a national memorial. It's definitely a Los Angeles memorial. So I don't think the energy gonna ever stop. Because,
and they probably turned it into a historical spot. That's the next move.
Yeah.
That's the next move.
So.
Yeah. Wow.
That's dope.
Okay. Let's talk about some politics. So right now, y'all, it's some serious stuff going on. You know, whether you Democrat, whether you Republican, whatever you are, you're a libertarian, you're independent, whatever your spectrum or your base is. The reality is, 2020, you know, it feels like some changes need to be made. You know, it has to be changed, and where everybody feels, you know, included. And I think right now.
So you're not gonna vote for Trump again?
I never voted for Trump. You know, I never.
I thought I could have sworn you had your MAGA hat. You had your MAGA hat.
No, not black.
Okay.
No, I just felt like my thing with Trump. This is my thing with Trump. My thing with Trump, you know, y'all have to, and people don't realize this. The younger cats and the even the older people, they kind of forget. Trump was a mainstay. Trump was the man back in the days. In the 80s when Tyson was fighting, he fought at Trump Casino. Everybody wanted to live that Trump lifestyle. He was the epitome of what we call capitalism. He was the epitome of success and health. I mean, and wealth. And people, especially in the black community, we want to be Trump tight. Trump tight. That was a saying back in the day. But when he got up there and used that slogan, "Make America Great Again," people of color don't even understand what that means. We don't understand what it means. It means division.
It means take your ass back to the kitchen, boy, and shine my shoes. That's when America was great
That's-
for white folks.
When I heard that, the first thing I thought was 1949.
Yep.
Before the civil rights movement, when you had a black America, you had a white America, it was black and white. You didn't even have a lot of Mexicans, Latinos, you didn't have Asians, you didn't have anything that we have now. It was just black and white. Black people knew their place. To the back. You are not to be seen and you are not to be heard. If you think I'm lying, go look at anything from 1949. if you think I'm lying.
In Middle America, that shit. They ate it up. They loved it. It was like right after Obama. We happy he's out of there. This is what we want.
And
so
that's what happened. You had this black man, this half black man. He wasn't all the way black. He was a mulatto. I could say that word. Yeah, mulatto.
Yeah, he never claims to be black either.
So
he says he's mixed race.
Yeah, I mean, hey, he is what he is. Yeah. But he wasn't even 100%. And then people took it like a nigga is in office. How did America fall so low that y'all elect a nigga? And I'm sorry that I'm saying it like this, but I'm not sorry because this is exactly the way I feel. So black people, we rejoiced just by the symbolization of seeing a person that looked like us in office. Even if the policies wasn't totally geared to us, it was just a symbolization. But even that symbolization was too much for Middle America. That the slogan of make America great again and selling fear is what got this man elected. So, and it's been a big old circus since he's been in office. It's just been a big circus. It's crazy. And that's the thing about it. I didn't think a president should say grab him by the pussy. I don't like what president you ever know that said grab him by the pussy and it's all good, and every immigrant is a terrorist or going to kill or rape you, so it's just not the right message that a leader should be telling the people. And now we're having all these things, the things in the streets of people asking Hispanic, the one that just happened. You seen that? The one that just happened where the woman was asking the Hispanic man for his green card because he looks like an illegal. Did you see that? Yeah. It happened on April 12th. She was at a Walmart. Oh, and it was in California.
Wow.
So yeah, it was craziness. And I'm thinking that if our leaders give the okay that this type of behavior is okay, then the people will follow. People follow leaders. They follow their leadership. What do you feel about Trump's America?
Well, I don't like Trump's America when it comes to the ICE program, what's going on with ICE, and how he's caught up on all those sex rings with the underage girls, his tie-in with his hotel and the Russian mob when they made something, they had a prostitution ring and it was like something like $300 million in drugs and stuff. Like, those things are out, like everybody knows these things, and he,
But people don't care.
I think that the FBI and the CIA or those people are, like, they the ones who would have to prosecute him. So it ain't like the people, even if we did care, we couldn't remove him. No matter what, a petition couldn't remove him. He would have to resign or he would have to be indicted. Brought up on the charges that everybody know, but then they have to prove it. So
but
they've been having a problem problem proving it legally that he's done it, even though they know he did it. So then who did Trump just fired? Let me see, who did he just fire? Somebody like one of the head of the police bureaus. So I think he's really, anybody who's trying to investigate his ass, since he's the president, he can see that and he can fire him. Let me see. Trump just fires.
Yeah. Yeah.
He fired the head of the Secret Service. That's who he fired.
He just fired the head of the Secret Service?
He just fired the head of the Secret Service. Yes, he did.
So now he wants all his people. So basically he has his own militia.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So
when did this happen?
Oh man, this happened. This happened a couple of days ago because I just saw it.
Wow.
Fires head. When I saw that, I was like, damn. He's doing whatever he can to keep them off his ass.
But that's
6 days ago.
That's
Secret Service director fired by
Chief.
President Trump 6 days ago.
Yeah, so that means that. So what that's saying, yeah, that happened 6 days ago.
Mm-hmm. And I told you he came to L.A. last week Friday and last week Friday.
So Ralph Alice.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So he's making sure that he can't get prosecuted. Very smart man, very shrewd businessman, very smart in politics. There's not a Democrat right now who has the personality or charisma who can stand up to Trump to sway the vote, to sway the Democratic vote right now.
You know what? This is. You know, we're gonna get into. I'm gonna get into Cory Booker, but let me just go off the top here.
You saying how you think it's an agenda?
Yeah, I'm going to go on record and say that I think that Trump is going to win again, and I think he's going to win. I just what you said, without a doubt. I think you said the charisma, that energy that he has for his base,
right,
and how riled their base is.
Mm-hmm.
And right now, people have to understand, if you're going to beat Trump, you got to be dog eat dog. Yeah. Nobody wants nice politics no more. Nice politics is played out. Trump has changed the game on that. You know, really, the reality, you know, and I'm going to be vulgar, he don't give a fuck, you know, and his base don't give a fuck. And they're going to do anything they got to do to keep him in power. And if the Democrats, independents, libertarians, whoever they are, they have to match that. You have to have that on that extreme on the other side. Because if you don't, if you're trying to play nice politics with Trump, you're going to get your ass spanked. You know, one thing about it, you know, and what the fact is that what Trump is a master at, he's a master salesman. You know, he made all his money selling shit. Selling shit. He knows how to sell shit. To the toilet. The reality is, since he's done that, he can sell anything, and what he's selling more than anything right now is white fear. I don't care who you are. I don't care when you sit back and we dissect all the layers and all the political correctness of the shit. He's selling white fear. He's telling white people that immigrants are taking your jobs. He's telling people that immigrants want your women. He's saying that immigrants messed up the country. He's saying that if we look 20, 30 years down the line, you're going to be on the outside looking in while they're running it. You already seen that they put Obama there. And it's cold-blooded, you know, and since white people are the majority in this country, if they buy into this crazy rhetoric, because we look outside right now, right? These brothers and sisters in these streets don't have nothing. They are a threat to nothing and nobody. And I'm just keeping it like that. I'm just being honest. It's just
that's why the black people are not showing up to the polling votes, because they're fighting for reparations, or anybody that's talking about that. And if you're really not talking about that, black people are not going to the voting polls.
But isn't that I don't believe. See, I don't think we should be fighting for reparations at this point.
What should we be fighting for? You know, they got
no. So I'm going to say it. You know, and I'm just going to use him as an example because this is the latest example that we have. You had the brother Nipsey. You know, he put his money where his mouth was. You know, he said, well, this is what I got and this is what I'm going to do. And I'm going to pull in brothers that's like-minded to do that, to help me. First of all, to help run my businesses. So basically, you're creating job opportunities. They can feed their families. Most likely, if the man or the woman is not out in the streets doing crime, they're helping their family so they can, you know, go to good schools and pay attention to the kids and all that. It's like a domino effect. If the hood don't have nothing and everybody's struggling, and it's, you know, it's a welfare system, right? A complete welfare system like we grew up, you're going to have people wanting and want to take. But if we have that, we're building. And people not saying that, because who knows when we going to get something? Because we all, that's the thing. We always
we vote them. What are we voting for? We can build with each other, and for our communities, we don't have to vote. We don't have to deal with legislation when it comes to that.
That's a point.
I'm saying, but like, if legislation, if they're not going to legislate anything for us, what's the point of voting? That's all I'm saying. Like, if we don't have, that's what I'm saying, if we don't have nobody directly talking to us, if Trump is not, blacks are not going to vote for Trump. Some will, like the Republican side, but most blacks are not. If Trump is not talking to us and a Democratic person, from AOC to Cory Booker to Kamala Harris to the Asian cat they got, to Bernie Sanders, is all them, if they ask them about what are you specifically going to do for foundational black Americans that's here, not island blacks, not African blacks, the blacks here, the ones who built your nation up, and they say, oh, we got to do something for everybody, then it's like, why vote for? Like, we don't have to play that game to do what you're talking about. We don't have to fuck with politics to do what you're talking about. We can build our own shit since we ain't getting nothing legislated for us anyway. Why they not pandering to us? Since we don't have no power and we don't have no economic push behind a candidate, is what I'm saying. We're not forcing them to do something for us.
And that's the thing that even with the that economic push of legislation, and this is where I think that's what's missing. I think that's what happened during the civil rights movement. That's what happened with the gay movement, the gay agenda. It was a lot of money being funneled in for legislation and lobbying to get certain bills and things that passed to help those people. One thing about it, and even Hillary Clinton said this, blacks don't put no money behind no type of legislation. They put nothing. They're asking, but we already know asking is not good enough.
We don't have a collective coalition that's actually overseeing the benefits or what the needs of the black community are. Have them donate to that coalition. And that coalition either homegrown a candidate or go to a candidate and this is what black people want. We got this. Are you going to push it? No? Okay. We go to the next candidate. And whoever is able to push our needs and our wants, that's who we put our support behind. But just to be like, oh, he's a Democrat, I'm gonna put my vote behind. No,
that's I think I'm with that too. That's played out. That's played out, and I think that even again, Trump proved that. He proved that's played out. He went to a specific base. He didn't even go to all Republicans. He didn't go to the liberal Republicans. He went straight to a base of the downtrodden. I'm talking to you and only to you. And all my legislation is going to be built around you. And I think, and that's absolutely right. I think it has to be a financial push. It has to be a financial backing and legislations that are written that's from the people, that's going to help people. Everybody in this country has wants, needs, and desires.
Facts.
Everybody. It's not a one shirt fits all. It just don't work, because if that was the case, all of Trump's his agenda would be one fit for all, and he didn't do that. He tailor-made to a specific dimension of people, you know. And I think that's the way that we have to move. We have to move forward. At least us being a part of it. At least for our candidates who we want to represent or want to represent us, we have to put that money, but with an agenda behind it.
Right.
I want to talk about. We're going to talk about different guys outside of Trump. That's going to be running for president and his opposition. And one guy who just announced his presidency was Cory Booker. He announced it yesterday in New Jersey, where he served as mayor from 2006 to 2014. If I'm not wrong, I think that's what it was. Yeah, 2006, 2014. And he announced, his slogan is justice for all people. During his speech, he spoke Spanish and said he will be president for all people. He talked about wait, meaning never, for social injustice. So he quoted Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King says that when we hear wait, not yet, but it's coming, that means it's never going to happen. So that's what he said. As a senator, he wrote and got passed the Redeem Act. You guys can check that out. It basically what it is, it expunges records for enhancement of employment for non-violent adult and juvenile ex-offenders. So basically, if you didn't kill nobody, you sold drugs, they swept your city, and you were just one of the victims of trying to feed your family, and now you did your years. They gave you these weird 9-10 years for doing something, but now you can get out, get your record expunged, and get a job and get back into the workforce and vote and stuff like that. I'm gonna stop right there. What do your opinion, just of what you know so far, what you know of Cory Booker, what do you think about him?
Well, I know that Kamala Harris, and Tim Scott, they did the anti-lynching law in 2018. I know that he did the First Step Act.
So he did the First Step Act.
Yeah, so it released programs and modifies mandatory sentences and laws for non-violent drug offenders. So yeah, he has done some good, and a lot of Democrats like to take these are proper steps to take after they put these laws and shit on us. But to correct them it's a good thing. But do I agree with I'm gonna be everybody's president? I think I heard that before by some other dude who looked just like Cory Booker. So it's just like, you can't fool me twice on that. Like you gotta make a distinction. Like they had actual laws for. He's pro-Israeli. He's pro-Israeli.
Yeah, during, just by you saying that, during his speech yesterday, some what are the protesters? They had Palestinian protesters protested during his speech yesterday.
So we know America still gives aid to Israelis. Billions of dollars from Obama, $30 billion, and he's Cory Booker, he's their guy too. Kamala Harris is their gal. So it's just like gays are in there, Native Americans are in there. So the only people on the outskirts really are the Black and Latino population. Well, the foundation of Black Americans, they deserve to be repaired some way. It's got to be some special program for us. Not colors. You can't mix in colors. You can't mix in gays. You can't mix in any other race. It's got to be specifically for us in our neighborhoods. Just how Nipsey did something specifically for his neighborhood and for his people. It had a president. And your rollout, if you want me to vote, I can't speak for nobody else. If you want me to vote, I have to see that in your plan. If not, I'm staying home. And I don't care about all people. I don't care about you trying to have this big rainbow coalition of people. Maybe because I don't know. I'm not going to say that, but I'm not with that because I'm with who needs the help the most. And who needs the help the most in America right now? Right now, who needs the help the most? Foundational Black Americans. They need the help the most because they're citizens. They've been here from the jump. So all that other shit, we're going to see how far that gets you, Cory. I think that you're posturing, honestly, for you might become president when we in 2019,
20,
2020. You might have action in 2024. I think this is a posture move so you can collect some of them donations of people who are going to be donating to your campaign. I think AOC, the same way, the Asian cat, Bernie, I think all you guys don't have a shot. Only person that's a Democrat who has a shot, who could get it, who could pull it off is Joe Biden. And he hasn't said anything about running for president.
He's going to run.
He could actually win because he's a respected peer of Trump.
And he has the
fan base, the charisma,
fan base, and also the history of civil rights. And
he's done a lot of things.
He's done a lot. He's done a lot.
He was the president of the Council of Foreign Relations.
But what we need to, at the same time, we need that.
We need something special for us, bro.
That talented 10th. You talked about that last week. That talented 10th. They understand because they made their money coming from the neighborhood. Most of the talented 10th was poor and broke and made their way up. And, a lot of, man, with luck, hard work. I say luck, hard work, and dedication. Yeah, right people. Everything about America is capitalism, right? So it's all based off your connections, right? So we need an agenda. And that we need an agenda that needs to be an agenda that's given. I remember, and I'll go back to my point when the sisters of the Black Lives Matter movement, they caught Hillary, they caught her slipping.
Oh man,
they caught her slipping. But again, she's savvy. She's a politician, and it was all caught on camera, y'all. They caught her slipping. Hillary, this is what we want. What? She said, where is it at written in writing? She looked them dead in their face. She said, where's it at? Nobody had anything in writing.
To this day, we don't have anything in writing.
That's the point. That's the problem. And not only doesn't need to be in writing, it needs to be with a check attached. This is facts, y'all. This is how America was built. This is how your boy Nipsey was getting it. All your celebrities that you love and hate, this is how they get it. It's not just give it to me. You could have a list of demands, but it has to be with a check because it's the power structure. It's a structure of power that you have to be vested into. We've done the Black diaspora has done everything. We've had all types of different movements in here, all types of different movements, y'all. We had militant movements, we had nonviolent movements, we had march movements, we had forcible movements. We had all this. The only type of movement we haven't had is bloodshed movements. But
we had some of those.
We had some of those,
slavery, but it hasn't been an all out.
But it just
everybody
nothing, yeah.
Part of it,
And it's weird, because again, man, I do tons of reading, and I'm always on different. And I call it opposition. It's not my personal opposition, but we call it opposition sites of people that have hate filled into their hearts. And all they talk about is militias and killing people and picking up guns. And if y'all remove my president, it's going to be held. It's always violence and bloodshed. Always. But at the end of the day, you made a great point. You said, we've been here since day one.
Day one. We are day ones.
We are day ones.
White people, we are day ones. And you treat your day ones like dirt.
And my whole deal is that it has to be a plan in place that, when we step outside, we're tired of the gun violence. Chicago was, oh man, they love to talk about Chicago. But Chapo, if I'm not wrong, Chapo and his drugs were being streamlined into Chicago for the blacks and the Mexicans to fight in war amongst themselves. Because they don't have nothing. Every program was ripped away. Every single program. The programs that I came up under when I was in high school, those programs don't even exist anymore. They don't have work-study programs anymore. The kids don't have that. It's just not, nothing is there anymore. Money, middle America has been ripped apart. So if middle white America has been ripped apart, what do you think the black diaspora is going to be like? And this is the thing that I need people to think about. It is really time to if you want a candidate, put your money behind the candidate.
So right now I'm on Tariq Nasheed's Tangibles 2020. And I just went to the site to read it to see if there was something in writing that he put on his site. And actually, it's just a one-pager, and it don't really have nothing. It kind of lets you know that, okay, 2020 presidential elections coming up. Black people are tired of we rejecting the 50-year plan, bang neglect of policies implemented by the political system. So it's basically saying we rejecting what you guys been throwing us from Republican and Democrat, but
nothing.
And how it lumps Black Americans in the group with minorities, immigrants, and people of color.
That's what you was talking about not doing.
Yeah, we don't. We need something we need some elbow room, like just to identify who we are. Because if you look at the rappers, Drake, Nicki Minaj, Rihanna, Kodak Black, all these are foreigners. These are not 21 Savage.
Wow.
These people are not from America, bro. Man, Cardi B. We can go on and on. Really, low key, like a lot of our superstars that are representing Black people and speaking for us
Are not us.
Are not us. We have the black skin. We share that, but they're not
Black Americans.
here. They're not from the hood. They're not Nipseys. They're not yous. They're not me that can talk about growing up in South Central. Talk about the experience. Barack Obama couldn't even talk about the experience.
Because he grew up overseas.
But he's African and European. He's not what his wife is. You know what I'm saying? So basically what Tariq is saying on this page, but it still don't have like a link where it's saying, okay, now this is what we asking for. He's basically telling the politicians, we're not going to vote for you unless you have a specific plan or agenda for Black people. But why can't, like you said, why can't we submit our... Somebody's got to come up with what Black people want. As you as a Black person, like somebody got to come up with a list, and then we can add to it.
From what I understand, and you can Google this right now, from what I understand, there's about 12 to 1,400 white think tanks. And I want everybody to Google think tanks. From what I understand, there are only 2 Black think tanks, if I'm not wrong. And these think tanks make the Black policies for us Americans. I don't know who they talk to. I don't know. I'm quite sure they're from your entertainment, your business, whatever, the political, grassroots. I'm quite sure. But it seems like nothing ever gets down to the ground. Like the money given, and it never touches the ground, because the reality, like I said, the policies, when I was in high school, we had a work study program. It was called the JTPA, Job Training Partnership Apprentice Program. Basically, from the 9th grade, you could be a part of this. You could work at the elementary schools, the junior high schools. You could work at the high schools. They sent you to different jobs. They prepared you for the workforce. None of these programs exist no more. JTPA is done. Any type of program that was helping impoverished youth that lived in an impoverished neighborhood to get a step up are all gone. So where is how does the balance take place?
They said the most notable think tanks are the political and economic think tanks,
Sure.
international relations and security think tanks, environment, science, and technology think tanks, arts and humanities think tanks.
How many Black?
Those are United States think tanks, and I don't think United States is really thinking about Black people.
So what I'm saying,
not in a positive light, at least.
And that's the. So if we don't have, from what I understand, when we read, it was, I'm telling you, like 2. Now, if these, and I don't know if they're bought out by other interests. I don't know.
Okay, they have Urban Land Institute, Urban Institute. I'm sure those are probably urban, might, because it's like American for the Arts, Catholic Family Human Rights Institute, Center for Excellence in Higher Education, Center for Muslim Jewish Engagement, Foundation for Excellence in Education, Foundation for Rational Economics in Education, International Care for Research on Women, International Intellectual Property Institute, New Teacher Center, Urban Institute, Urban Land Institute, West Ed. Those are the arts and humanities think tanks.
So the brother that died, and this is the problem. So all of our leaders, remember we talked about last week, all of our leaders are ghosts. They're gone.
Yeah.
So the brother that had a black think tank, his name was Eddie N. Williams. He died on May 12th, 2017. He was 84 years old. So it's probably during the civil rights movement when he had his heyday. Yeah, in 72, recruited to run what was called the Joint Center for Political Studies. So when you have brothers like this one, he was recruited by a prominent black man, Kenneth B. Clark, an educator and psychologist, and Louis E. Martin, a former White House aide under the Lyndon B. Johnson, to run what was then called the Joint Center of Political Studies. Once you have people like that's in the political structure, in the political scheme, that can see exactly, so he can see from the ground up moves that affect us in the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years, your kids. We're talking to your kids. Where are your kids going to be? And this is what I try to tell everybody with Donald Trump's policy. Don't get mad at him because he's thinking about his kids and his kids' kids. Are you thinking about your kids and your kids' kids? And that's the deal.
Yeah, that's. I was thinking about when I had my son. That's all I could think about was like, what is he gonna do in the future? Because I know I didn't want him to do entertainment. I know I didn't want him to do music.
Okay.
I knew that for sure. I don't want you to
waste it.
Unless you come out a natural artist. You at a baby. You Picasso.
Right, yeah, just give you to the world.
Oh
right.
man,
go ahead, knock
son.
it out.
Yeah,
right.
yeah, I'm gonna push you in that. But if you draw stick figures like the rest of the kids,
don't waste your time, baby boy.
No, we're gonna get you into engineering. We're gonna get you into computer science. And what I did was I got my son into STEM because computer science and STEM is the future.
That is the future.
So I suggest that everybody, I know it's a little expensive, but we spend money on drink, blunts, going out, clothes, hair, nails, appearance. We might have to throw on a potato sack and grow beards and locks. So our kids can be like stem cell class.
I was just telling my wife that.
Computer science
I was just telling
class.
my wife that. I
I'm
said,
a sacrifice.
You got it. Like, I don't know what to say to y'all. Y'all got to invest. Y'all got to. If y'all don't invest in none of these stocks or whatever, invest in your futures. And investing in your futures, putting the political process could never do you wrong if it's done right. The political process works if it's done right.
Right.
But we just so busy
doing everything else.
Marching.
Having a good time.
Marching.
Partying.
But we marching to what?
Smoking. When we're together, we talking about this show, this hoe, this dude, what he got, this rapper, this lyric.
We never.
Did you see that? Did you see? We all like, what did you see? Nah, we don't sit smoking blunts and be like, how can we keep this neighborhood clean, safe, and buy everything in it? We don't have conversations like that.
I mean,
if you out there and say you have a conversation like that, and you are like teenager in 20s, even the 40s. Y'all talking about religion. You talking about a lot of shit that don't make no sense. We ain't got to do nothing because, Christ's going to come down tomorrow and the war going to be over. So I ain't going to even go to school because God going to come back. Bruh. Those are not facts, bro.
No.
That's not facts right there. We got to prepare. No. So if we prepare, okay, religious people, I want y'all to kill me. Look, if you prepare and God comes back, you was prepared. You have your insurance. You have your own earth insurance, and you being a spiritual religious person, you have your afterlife insurance. You feel me? But to not prepare to say that they've been saying that the world's going to end for generations, and we are still here. The whole thing is when the world ends, that means you die.
Right.
Your world ends. The world don't end. This big egg that's floating in outer space, like, think about that.
Yes.
We're in an egg on the surface of it, and it's floating in darkness. Like, this ain't going nowhere. No man can push a button and blow this up.
Right.
It's not going down like that.
Right.
So I encourage you, let's get our kids into like this stem cell. It's a site called Tinker. Like, it's for 8-year-olds, and it shows them how to create apps. Your kids like playing video games. Put them on Tinker. Sit there with them. Go through you literally have a cartoon, and it shows you how to build it, how to build an app. So they have some, like some modules or whatever, and apps that's already done, so you can see how the game gonna come out. But it's teaching your kid. So
you get them a Raspberry Pi. Raspberry Pi is like $35-$40. and this is a development. It's a total development desktop. Very cheap. It's just pretty much a motherboard that plugs into a monitor and is made to create programs. It's called Raspberry Pi.
And doing that Tinker app with my son, it's kind of got me into learning how to do that apps because I don't know how to do that either. So it's kind of like I'm learning with him, but how they teach a child, you know, because that's the way I feel like I got to learn. Because, you know, I pick up these HTML Bibles and that's just like, the words are coming up. It's too much. It's like, oh, man, it's too much to memorize. You feel me? But all of it is this math, man. And shit, that's what it's all about.
We have to, and you're right, Haze. We have to make the investment, a financial investment. It has to be on two fronts. You know, unfortunately, y'all, you know, I'm different from Haze. I'm for voting. I'm for voting. I've been voting as since I know
locally,
that
I like voting.
No, and that's fine.
Nationally, like presidents, it's like
and a lot of brothers and sisters they vote local because it's directly affecting your municipality and things of that nature. My whole deal is that people gave their lives for me to exercise my vote.
I respect that.
They had to go into the deep south. People were scared to vote for they felt that they were going to get murdered if they voted.
I'm still scared to go in the deep south. Somebody tell me to go to Mississippi. I'm like, what part? I ain't going.
Yeah, I was told that there was still some parts that. Yeah, I've been told some stories. So
man, we was driving through Alabama. We drove from Texas all the way through. I'm like shook because I'm like I ain't this. But yeah, he's Cory Booker anti-lynching bill that helped black people out where it's a federal crime now. If you lynch a brother, because white people out there are still lynching us. In 2019, we're still getting caught up in the backyards and getting found lynched.
Also, let me say something. He did, Cory Booker, Barbara Lee, Roe, Kiana. They introduced a landmark marijuana justice bill in February of 2019. So this social justice bill, it's a marijuana bill, but it would end the federal prohibition on marijuana, expunge records, and reinvest in communities most impacted on the war on drugs. So pretty much he's saying they picked up all our brothers and sisters for selling everything. You know, we had to feed our families, you know, during the 80s and into the mid 90s. A lot of brothers did time. But now they're going to talk about expunging those records. This is the marijuana bill. The reinvest in those communities that was impacted on drugs. And that's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about. He also, he's part of the Green New Deal. You know, he believes in renewable energy. You're big on that, Haze. Talk about that. Talk about, he's, you know, but climate change is very important. I don't think people really understand how that is, how important this is, man.
I don't want to sound ignorant when I say this, but I think climate change don't affect black people because our melanin. We can take a hole in the ozone and this melanin is going to protect us from getting skin cancer. But I know some black people probably get skin cancer, but that climate change shit.
We're 99.9% protected from UV rays.
That's what I'm saying.
And I just read that and it was crazy because I was talking to my daughter and we was talking about melanin and why we are dark. You know, it's not, we're dark for a reason. You know, we're earth people, we're sun people. And I told her that. I said, we're the sun people. And I said, it's the melanin in our skin. It protects us, makes our brain stronger, makes our thin skin thick. It stops us from getting skin cancer.
Yeah, when you get darker, because you're only going to we get darker, we tan under the sun. But we're protected. If you be like, you can't not. Some people don't like getting dark. I know my high yellow people out there. I know some of you girls be like, I got to put baby powder on my face to not get dark. Y'all some bullshit. But anyway, I still love you. But we're protected. So that climate change, I don't know if they're talking about Antarctica. It's melting and making the ocean taller or something.
So what happens is they're talking about, it's not per se for us. Okay. But it's saying that the disaster of the hurricanes and the typhoons and crazy shit that they got that's if we keep going the way that we're going, because basically what we're doing is we're sucking all the oil.
That's what I was about to say. The oil drilling, the drilling, the deep drilling that they're going. They're
like the Earth's blood. Right, it's the Earth's blood.
Precisely, that's the reason why we're having these natural disasters.
So that's what it is, y'all. So when we think about the Green Deal and climate change. Just think about oil as the earth's blood being sucked out for our super consumption, but in the end, it's gonna fuck us. So we have to find new ways of doing things, which we already have.
So this is what Cory Booker proposed. Cory Booker accepts the scientific consensus that climate change is man-made and supports cap and trade of carbon tax approach in dealing with greenhouse gas emissions.
That's right.
In October 2017, Booker was one of 19 senators to sign a letter to the Administrator of Environmental Protection Agency, Scott Pruitt, questioning Pruitt's decision to repeal the Clean Power Plan, asserting that the repeal's proposal used mathematical sleights of hand to overstate the cost of industry compliance with the 2015 rule and understate the benefits that will be lost if the 2017 repeal is finalized. In science, denying and math fabricating will false to satisfy the requirements of the law, nor will it slow the increase of frequency and intensity of extreme weather events. The explorable rise in sea levels and the other dire effects of global warming that our planet has already experienced.
So basically everything that Obama did for the green change and the greenhouse and the lower all that, the Trump administration rejected, changed all that shit. That's basically what happened. So I'm all for keeping the world healthy. You know, I'm for that. I've always been for that. I think that it's real deal things is going on. You know, these hurricanes that's killing people, and even here, our severe weather. Just here, it was a bad storm yesterday and today.
Wow.
On, if I'm not wrong, in the southern region. So yeah, it's a lot of stuff.
I think the slaves be coming through the southern region. They be coming back for their revenge. Like, man, fuck all this shit. But yeah, Cory Booker, you know what I'm saying? He's pro-abortion. He's pro-affirmative action. Mm-hmm. He's for animal welfare.
Medicare. Because Bernie Sanders, he's trying to push. He introduced a bill called Medicare for All. So Cory Booker is one of the sponsors on that bill. Okay. So basically, what they're saying,
Medicare for All, yeah, that sounds good.
So they said that they created a bill that will be government. It will be a government-run system to provide health insurance for all Americans, but I put this but, and I'm going to be critical on this one, but he has not fully embraced the dismantling of private insurance as Sanders has. So while Booker supports the Medicare for All Act, where the government would take care of all that, that means you guys get free health care. He hasn't fully supported the dismantling of the whole insurance scheme of things. So, you know, we'll see where his, you know, why he's on a campaign trail, if he'll totally embrace this, because this is the one up that Bernie Sanders has. You know, the thing about Bernie Sanders, though, you know, I love Bernie Sanders' policies, but you know, the reality, it is he's a complete socialist. You know, it's complete. You know. And it's good for people that don't have anything. I mean, he speaks the dream, you know, because it's pretty much a redistribution of wealth, you know. We're talking about education, free, healthcare, free, you know, job opportunities there for everybody, you know, and it'll be a distribution of wealth. So it'll break down a capitalist society the way that it's ran now. But I just personally think that the way that we're doing things now, I don't believe capitalism will be here for the duration. As humans evolve, that's another conversation for a different day. But it's just this, in the scheme of things, it hasn't worked. You know, it hasn't worked, because right now this is the reason why we have a rise of a Trump, because the capitalist system didn't work, because middle America has been sold out. Because now that you told corporations, hey, go out and make as much money as you can, America thought it meant in America. As we see, it means globally. You know what I'm saying? So you're taking your corporation from America and putting it in a different place and getting cheaper labor, but still enjoying the fruits and berries of America. That's the problem. That's the problem, y'all. That's capitalism. I'm sorry. That's capitalism. So it's not America first. It's not. It's capitalism first. Money first. So, and that's where it all boils down to, y'all. So, you know, man's system of things is always changing. It's always different thought process. I never believe in things staying the same. It will never stay the same. Every type of institution that we have has changed and has evolved and will continue to evolve. But it's time for the people that's sitting back, the people that's getting this information now, is to be part of the process. Be part of the process. Your money means a lot more than you think it means. Your voice is stronger than what you think it is. But it cannot be in a way of chaos. Chaos gets nothing done. From the left, the right, or the middle. Chaos, nothing. The only thing that chaos does is death and destruction. I have one thing I want to say, and then you can close out. But this is what I have to say. Look, guys, I did something one day, right? So I was sitting at home, and my brain going a million miles a minute, Haze, and I'm just thinking about slavery. Just sitting back thinking about slavery. Not me and slavery, not what people went through with slavery, but just what was the very end of slavery? The very end of slavery. This like the slave, like yassa, like chains, and what was the end of that? Well, it's in pictures, y'all. Bloated white people all over the goddamn country. Bloated black and white people everywhere. It was death and destruction. You cannot live in evil and think it's going to give you reward at the end. A lot of people lost their lives. For every person that was put in slavery, that was the deadliest war in American history. The deadliest. A lot of white people lost their lives. Whether you believe the Civil War was about slavery or whatever, or states' rights or whatever you feel, a lot of people lost their lives because it was built on evil. Evil don't solve nothing, y'all. Look, evil wins short wars, nothing in long term. No generation, no political party, no government has stood up, has lived the test of time through being evil. Not one. It don't have, you could put a race. I'm talking black people. We had it at one time, right? Black people, we're the aboriginals of everywhere. I told my daughter, we went to the Philippines, black people, China, black people, Europe, black people, Australia, black people, America, black people. Black people been here all over before anybody. We gave up the reign. It's other people's time to reign because we probably wasn't being right. Facts. No evil. I don't care who's doing it. It won't last, y'all. And that's what we have to come to. Look, we're all here together. America, I love my home. I love my home. This is my home. I have my family here. I have my wife, my kids, my brothers. We have everything here. This is a place that we help build. But at the same time, we're tired of fighting to be a part of it. We're tired of that fight. Like, we're still saying, don't shoot us. Don't do this. Don't do that. Like, why? Like, we've been here.
Leave us alone when we build shit.
We can build together.
Don't burn our shit down.
But we could, like I said, y'all, we could build. Everybody could build, but it can't be this evil. And that's what's happening right now. So 2020, something's going to have to change where, unfortunately, y'all, it has to be a thing. We're going to have our own policies. But at the same thing, we're together in this, y'all. Either we're together or we're apart. And if it's apart, you guys already know what history has showed us. Go ahead, Haze.
All right, y'all, I'm thinking about running for president. You know what I'm saying? Because I can't take this shit no more. You know what? I might as well. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going to run for president. Fucking, I'm going to come up with my own list of policies that is going to be geared to us, for us. So nobody else probably ain't going to fuck with us. But at least we tried. You know what I'm saying? They can take my platform and then they can use me as a stepping stone. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not voting for no damn Trump. I'm not voting for Bernie Sanders. I'm not voting for Kamala Harris, Cory Booker, the Asian cat. I don't even know his name. I'm sorry for calling you the Asian dude.
Yeah, who is this Asian cat?
Let me pull up. Let me get your name.
You can't call him the Asian cat.
I know, man. I know AOC. I know everybody but the Asian cat. The Asian president
and I think I
candidate.
seen him. He's a Democrat, right?
I don't even know. I just know he was Asian. And I was like, okay. And then he knocked down reparations too. But at least
He knocked
all
down.
of them knocked down the reparations. None of them. Andrew Yang, my brother Andrew Yang. I'm not voting for you either.
Andrew Yang.
That's his name. Yeah. But
I just don't think that's gonna fly. I just don't. I mean, we had our opportunity to get that reparations, but when Booker T.
I'm just saying
Washington,
something.
but Booker T. shot that down. Booker.
Everybody shot it down. Obama shot it down.
I think
Everybody shot it
Frederick
down.
Douglass was big on it, but then Booker was like, "Nah, I want to do this." Like, he wanted black people really pacified. You know what I'm saying? But he was like, "Hey, we'll fit in into society, but we don't need that." It just
the thing is, I would never say we don't need it because everybody's got it. The natives got it. The Japanese
that's
got
the
it.
truth.
The Italians, the
And that's the
Germans, the
argument.
Irish,
That's
the
the argument.
Jews,
That's the argument.
the white Americans.
That's the argument.
Everybody's got it. So
That's
you gotta,
the argument.
So until there's a specific plan for black people, if we have to submit one to who we want to endorse, I'm off the vote. I'll vote locally. LA laws.
What do you think? What do you think reparations should be?
I think reparations should be 3 to 5 states, free tuition in college, any college you want to go to,
So
higher education.
Education.
And probably I would say
You said
about
3 states. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. I missed that. Okay.
3 to 5 states.
3
of
to
land.
5 states of land.
Yes. Free,
Just for black people.
just for black people.
Okay.
So we can build our nation.
I like this. This is gonna be exciting. Now you got that, and you said
Education.
Education.
From the cradle to the grave. So we can be.
just get that step up.
Yeah, so we can
can
be
build.
positive influences on a society. We're educated now. We're in society. We can add to society.
Okay.
Education is going to help us. For these cats out here, South Central, Chicago, catch, bang, bang, shoot them up. No, guys. Everybody got to go to school. You know what I'm saying? We can do some hardcore shit.
Right.
And then, you know what I'm saying, $2,000 a month, cradle to the grave.
$2,000 a month
Yeah.
for 13 million people.
For,
How many-
however many,
yeah.
it's like 50 million of them.
50 million of them.
We could do a cash out, but it's going to be in the trillions, and America can't pay that because they owe China and everybody else money. But they can ration us off, Or,
But that's just a start.
That's just a start.
It's just everything's negotiable.
That's coming to the table to make it be like, okay, Mr. White Man, this sounds, all right, I'll sit down at the table and eat some crackers and cheese with you and drink some wine. We like the way because you're still making money off cotton, tobacco, all the farm products. Like everything, America's 1, 2, and 3 economic grossing entities that's holding America together was built off slavery. Tobacco, cotton, food, like
Insurance.
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 That was all built off
Aetna's
slavery.
been here.
Y'all
Aetna's-
been
Aetna-
getting that
yeah,
money.
Aetna-
So it's just
Aetna's
like,
been here. Aetna was insurance slaves.
I believe it. I believe everybody's guilty. That's what I believe.
Yeah.
I believe they are guilty. So, until they can come to the table with something respectable besides an apology. I don't want your apology. You ain't gotta
No,
say sorry to me.
I think we're at the point. I think you're right. We're at the point where words are done.
Right.
But it has to be. I've always said that. My thing is like, you educate the people, because if you have that makes a stronger nation, and smart people create opportunity.
Right.
And that's the problem. If you say that these people are lazy, they're not doing nothing, but all opportunity is gone, all of it's gone, all programs are gone, everything is gone, and these people don't have a step up. I mean, we can go outside right now. When I just drove
No, it's fucked up. It's
Yeah,
like
it's not a
drug,
good- it's not a good thing.
It's,
And
it's mental illness. A lot of and part of reparations should be mental counseling. Before you want to give an idiot all this money, he has to have some therapy, or he's going to repeat what got him in that situation because he don't know how to get out that situation.
Right.
I think every black American that's ADOS, we need therapy. We need a shrink.
And it's weird
crazy,
that this is
bro.
the conversation that is starting to bubble right now on black mental health.
It's mental health is off the chain.
We might talk about that next week.
Yeah, let's talk about black mental health next week. But yeah, it's craziness. You see the crazy when you get on the train, the bus, walking the street, people talking. They say, "Hey, motherfucker," you're like, "What?" Everybody's off their meds.
Yeah, because I drive everywhere, so
Right.
I had to take the bus. I had to take the train. I did not believe it. I did not
mental
believe
cases.
it.
If you notice, the people that's really affected are the real dark skin, because those medicines really trigger melanated people. White people can take it and be. I'm sure President Trump's on pills, but you can't tell. You can be like, he crazy, but I'm sure he's all on pills. You can tell that motherfucker.
Do that again.
Pills.
What you do?
Fix my hair, babe. He gets out. That's why his wife
man,
if your wife don't fuck with you on a national scale, and she knows she's been watching, she don't give a fuck about not fucking with you. She know that you loopy, man.
Yeah, man.
You loopy. So
yeah,
mental health is big, man. Yeah. So my conclusion, man, is blacks continue to do what y'all do. Continue to build with your brown brothers that want to build with you, and everybody who don't want to build with you, don't worry about it.
Me? You guys get out there and vote. Make your voice heard. You only have one voice. You know, if you don't use it, you'll lose it. Again, it's time to be a part of a think tank. See what's going on. We have to invest in your kids and invest in your own futures. But we need to start putting our money where our mouth is. You know, everybody who's doing anything political, and it's something that's called lobbyists. Lobbyists are people that go into Washington to get things done, and they need money. Politicians listen to people with money. So if you have a grievance, if you feel things are not right, you want change, social change, you need to be a part of that. You need to understand that structure, be a part of that structure, and make your voice heard. This is what we are. This is Black. That's Haze. This is Couch Talk. Y'all check us out at Hassan Haze at Spotify, Black Exodus at Spotify. We're doing great music, great content. Again, guys, guys that's doing excellent music out there, thought-provoking soul music. Drop us a line. We want to hear your music, and we're putting a playlist together so people can vibe out to some great music. We have everything else out there, but sometimes we need music that just speak to us. Like we're speaking to y'all. So I'll see you next week. Black Exodus.
Hassan Haze. Peace and love from the neighborhood.
Blessings, y'all. See you soon. Couch Talk. We out.
Destination, diamonds in the rough, coals in the dust, gold in the crust. It just describes what us. My people's diamonds. We move our shine, blinds naked eye. Sure enough, be blinding. Make the whole wide world see and recognize. My people's diamonds.